Umentri rangba kajelau kondot ki sangma haba jubab ya kamat yatai lingkot short duration discussion hakasingi khaddo janga dorba sandai ka yeng dorba tho an kajela manha ka khanyo trek unai lor arjar puai la therting e yakaliang persha kabla phet jendat na ka yeng manha ka khatsan trek unai lor arjar puai kuman chukdau ki MLA ka congress ki la phet jendat bat pen pawi ki jing persha ya ka jing bomsha ulam phang ban ailat ru ban yakren kamat yakren lingkot alor ka jingdawa ban weng kam support yaki pulet kibla shak no don kti bat set yap yau ba cherista feel thank you habujuba alor kamat jong jingdko ka senchar khadar hakajela umentri rangba la nujori ka long kaman ka jela hakaba menta bar ka por ka jing senchar ka congress umentri rangba la kno ba ka congress house nam arjar khatlai kala kenta ya ka LP bat menta pat ka klish e ka don ula therting eru dak ba penksan ba kampen bet khapuru dei ka balas dang nakani ka sarkar jela ka bamenta.
Isn't this failure of the opposition? Isn't this the failure of opposition to take your time to raise the issues of the people? But it looks like you were more concerned about playing politics and shouting along the corridor. So we should keep politics out when there are important discussions to be made. If the honorable members were so concerned about the issue, they should have used that time given to them. It's sad that they have failed in their responsibility as the opposition to do that. So the opposition has been mentioning a lot about the failure of this government. Sir, I need to address this. And I have no other way but to compare. Sir, I was talking to one young girl, a relative of mine. She must be about 10 years old. So she was asking me, what are you doing tomorrow? So I told her that I will be in the assembly. So she asked me, what is assembly? I said, in democracy, we have opposition and ruling, and the public votes for a certain number of members, and the team that has maximum number of members forms the government, and the other side is the opposition. And in the assembly, the opposition is able to answer or question the government on different important issues of the people, and why, say, the building wasn't completed, why the road wasn't completed. I was explaining this to her. And then I told her that, so we are now in the ruling, last 3 years, and the party that was in the opposition was there for 8 years, and now they are in the opposition, and now we are in the, or rather, not 8 years, even more than that, almost about 10, 15 years. And we were in the opposition that time. She said, okay, so what is happening now? So I said, tomorrow they will ask me questions, why this road is not made, why that road is not made. So I asked her, what do I do? She said, you ask them, what did you do in the last 10 years then? Sir, it's very easy to point fingers. So there was a time when in the vaccination, we were the last in the country. Worst, ranked number 28. 28 ranking, sir. That is failure. That is failure. Ranking 28 in terms of vaccination. Today, we are ranked number 3. This is success, sir. I want to ask, is this failure or success? In PMGSY, we had hundreds of kilometers of road that were not completed. Hundreds of kilometers. Government of India was ready to blacklist us. But then our Deputy Chief Minister, the entire PWD team, the chief engineers, they worked day and night. And today, hundreds of kilometers of roads have been constructed. Government of India has, in fact, informed us that the performance of Meghalaya is good, that we're going to move ahead with another phase. Now, is that failure or is this failure? When the blacklisted projects of those government earlier, we have managed to revive them and worked and finished those projects. MG and REGA. Today, we are spending more than 1,300 crores. There was a time, 5 years back, when our amount was not even 600 crores. We have increased our expenditure MG and REG from 600 to 1,300 crore. Is that failure or is that success, sir? So there was a time before 2018 when we had just 3,000 self-help groups under NRLM and other programs. Just 3,000. We distributed 18 crores to them. Government of India pulled us up. Says, what is happening? Why aren't you able to create more self-help groups? Why aren't you able to complete the work and ensure that more groups are formed and distribute the money we gave? So we worked hard. The team, the officials worked day and night. And today from 3,000 groups, we have reached 33,000 groups. From 18 crores, we have reached 200 crores. So is that failure or success? Sir, this assembly building, I don't know what we call it. We've been here for almost 20 years. And before 2018, nobody could decide what to do. No decision was made. But then when this government came in 2018, we made a decision that we will start the construction. And sir, today in your leadership, we are almost about to complete the new assembly building. Is this failure or is this success, sir? I would like to ask the opposition. Why did it take 18 years for you not to decide? Sir, again, I really don't like to compare this, but I'm left with no choice when the opposition brings up these issues. There were times, sir, I used to be member of parliament, so I used to have these Disha meetings. You go to the villages, and senior citizens used to be there, and they're very, very vocal, they're very active. So they used to, so half the public used to be the old people, because they also had time and they liked to have these meetings and discussions. They used to tell me, when will we get our old age pension? I used to say, huh? What happened? How long has it been? It's been 9 months. Somebody would say it's been 12 months. Some say I've not got for the last 2 years. So this was the kind of situation that our senior citizens had to face. And as soon as we came into the government, we decided that in order to avoid any kind of inconvenience to our senior citizens, instead of waiting for the money or the demand or the whatever the letters to come to us asking for the amount, we would release money in advance for 3 months to ensure that our old people, our senior citizens got this in advance. And in most of the blocks today, sir, most of the blocks, there could be 5-10% problem, I admit that, but 90% of the areas, our senior citizens today are getting the old age pension. Our disabled and differently abled people are getting, the single mother and the widows are also getting their pensions on time, as their monthly remuneration on time, and even the master rolls. Yesterday, the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister mentioned in his reply that there was a time that the master rolls had to wait for months and months. But today, in most of the departments, again, sir, I will not claim that we have completely resolved it. It takes time. There are a lot of master rolls in a lot of departments. But majority of them today, majority of them receive their salaries along with the other employees of the state government on full time, sir. Is this failure or is this success? I would like to ask the opposition, sir. You look at water supply scheme. So there was a time when the PHE engineers and officials didn't know what to do. Why? Because they had no work. There was no money for PHE. And PHE officials for 2 to 3 years stopped all the schemes. There was no work going on at the grassroots. So there was a time like this, sir. But then as soon as we came in to government in 2018, sir, we looked at the different central government schemes. We budgeted properly. We realized that there are certain funds that come in for PWD. There are certain funds that come in for water resources. There are funds that come in for other departments. But somehow PHE, because of the discontinuity of JNNURM and other programs, the PHE department was in a blank. And so we decided that we will use the donor ministry funds. We will use the RIDF funds, and we will give from state budget funds to PHE because they don't get it. And after we started doing that, sir, the PHE department started getting activated. Today, Nongstoin Water Supply Scheme, which had been in the cold storage for years and years, today is almost at the end of completion. The Ramrao water supply scheme, where it was in a cold storage, the honorable member and minister took me there. It was, of course, a very tactful way he did it, because he called me for a different program, but he took me for the water supply scheme also. And then he made me commit to the people that we will complete the water supply. But looking at the condition of the people, I just couldn't say no. So I said, yes, I will do it, but in a phase-wise manner. And not only that, today, if you see the JJM program that's going on, yes, a lot of members have discussed about it and questioned that what is this JJM program, why is it doing it? Sir, the people who are questioning this, are they saying that they don't want people to get water supply? What is the kind of message we're giving? Are you saying that you don't want your people to get water supply? It's our responsibility, sir, to find ways and means to do it. And this government has done it. And we are ensuring that most of the people will get water supply scheme. And having said that, I'm not saying that it's going to be an easy way. It's tough. Maybe about 60–70% will be able to get the source. In that also, we'll have to create sources in different areas. For the rest, 30–40% challenge is there. But does that mean that we just don't do anything? Does that mean that we just stop the JJM program? Sir, I don't approve of this stand and this attitude. It is the objective and the work of this government to try to ensure that we're able to achieve these goals. One of the honorable members, in fact, sir, I don't know if you were able to follow all the points mentioning. Every time they were speaking, sir, by mistake or I don't know how, somewhere they would end up praising the government and saying it has done something. Though they are talking about failure, but somewhere the good points also came out because it's there. They couldn't help it. They couldn't help it. Now, one of the members mentioned about the flights. Sir, there was a time when the Umroi airport was becoming a complete, go down. Nothing was happening there. Just completely shut. Not a single flight took off from Umroi. No movement took place. But within the last 3 years, today there's a flight to Kolkata, there's a flight to Imphal, there's a flight to Agartala, to Arunachal Pradesh. And very soon, sir, we have of course started the Delhi flight also. The Delhi flight has problems because of COVID. We had issues because the people were not coming in, and it's not a program that's funded by Government of India in the terms of the Udan. But we have ensured that sufficient funding is given from our side to start the Delhi flights. And those flights also have started, and will ensure that the frequency of this also increases. So isn't this improvement? Again, I don't like to use the word success because I don't believe that one can call it for your own work. But these are improvements that we have made. Today, if you look at the focus program that we have for the farmers, for 48, 49 years, no government had thought about the farmers. We spent thousands of crores for other programs. We spent thousands of crores for salaries, whether it's the government employees, whether it's the teachers. But then the 4.5 lakh family members of different producer groups and farmers were not getting anything for the last 48 years. And that's the reason we changed this name of this ministry and called it Farmers Welfare, Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. And there was a reason behind it, because we had already decided in the first year itself that we must start a welfare program for the farmers. I'm happy to inform everybody. It's sad to see that we don't get too much of media coverage on this particular program. I don't know the reason why, but this program is a program that is helping the farmer where it matters. A direct transfer is being made to the producer groups that are actually running this. And this will actually transform the lives. The small expenditures they need to buy seeds, the small expenditure they need to buy the water pipe, these are the kind of expenditures now they will not have to depend on the middlemen to do this. These are the kind of programs. Today, for the first time, the entrepreneurs are being recognized. Never in the history of our state were our nano and small-time entrepreneurs ever recognized. You go and ask our entrepreneurs today. They have a place to go. They can go to the incubation centers, to the prime hubs. They can talk to the officials. They can talk to professors from IIM. and ask them, how do I make a business plan? How do I apply to the bank for loan? Where are the suppliers who can give me the machinery that I want? Sir, there was never a program like this. And for the first time, the entrepreneurs are enthusiastic in the state. And they are really wanting to move forward. And this is what this government has done. In regards to our administration, the Right to Public Service Delivery Act, it's a landmark act. A lot of people don't realize it. But this will transform the way we provide service at the grassroots level. Earlier, there was no desire, I should say, no desire to ensure that public should get a service within a stipulated time. So if somebody applied for a caste certificate, it could take 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, even a year. But nobody would be liable or nobody would be responsible for it. But this act today has ensured that the public will be able to get the services that they deserve at the right time, within a time frame that is there. And not only that, sir, we'll be combining this. We'll be combining this with logistical help. We'll be combining this with manpower help, with IT help. And when all of these aspects combine together, and this act, which is, we are very close to, in fact, constituting the committee for this, and maybe in a few months' time, we should be having this ready, that the commission that is. But at the same time, the fact that the services at the grassroots are already active and it is already applicable, but the commission also will be in place very shortly. So these are the kind of aspects that have been done, sir. And I don't want to harp too much on all these matters. People talked about the maternal mortality rate. And if you look at the maternal mortality rate, sir, again, this is not satisfactory for me. But after we started the mother program, I'm happy to inform the House that 8 out of 11 districts have not reported a single death in July 2021. We had a reduction of almost 30% in the maternal deaths in the month of August compared to last year. The overall trend is showing that the maternal deaths are going down, because maternal death is not just related to institutional delivery. It is a very big factor, and a lot of health experts who are here will know. It is to do with the mother's health. It is to do with her nutrition and the kind of food she gets. It's to do with the spacing between the deliveries. It is to do with the overall number of children that she has, the kind of health concerns that she may have. All these factors go into the health and this entire factor of the maternal mortality rate. And it takes time to resolve them. But now we have a program and a specific way in which we are actually addressing this issue. We are going down to the micro details. We are ensuring that all these issues, in whichever best way we can resolve them, we are working to resolve on these issues. So therefore, all these aspects are being done, sir. And having said that, sir, I'm not saying that we are satisfied, and I'm not even trying to claim that we have done a lot. Not at all, sir. Not at all. There is a lot more to be done. I would, in fact, if I was with them, I would say, yes, have you achieved everything? Absolutely not. Have you been able to do a lot? We have been able to do something to improve things. But to come in and say that we have failed, I had no other choice but to compare the kind of situation we faced earlier and what we face now. Sir, in terms of the issues that were there, I heard a lot of voices of people mentioning about the ILP. What has this government done about the ILP? Why aren't you moving with Government of India for the ILP? Why aren't you serious about the ILP? Sir, in 27th of November 2013, there was a statement from the then Chief Minister. And the statement goes, 2013, sir, the government does not want ILP. We will not have discussion on ILP. How many times have we discussed the issue? This is a statement made by the then Chief Minister in 2013 regarding ILP. But it was this government that agreed to discuss this matter, moved a resolution and passed it. And today now the opposition comes in and asks, what are you doing? Sir, their stand was very clear. They said we don't want ILP. There will not be ILP. But it is this government that took the initiative. We passed a resolution and we are following up. It shows the intent of this government and the seriousness we have regarding the ILP issue. So don't point fingers at us when you know what your stand was earlier. They mentioned about Thermotor, asking us, what is this government? How long will it take? People are angry today. So what did you do for 48 years when you were there? Why couldn't you take up this Thermotor issue then? People are angry at you also for that. Please remember, this is a joint responsibility. This government has taken up issues that no other government dared to take up. Please remember that. And having said that, I'm not saying we will succeed in all. No. It's difficult. It's not easy. But we are at least trying. We are at least concerned. We are at least with the people. We are listening to the voice of the people and saying that, yes, this is important. Why did it take 47 years to pass a resolution on 8th schedule? Why couldn't you do it earlier? That means you were not bothered about it. But now that we have taken the resolution, yes, now where is it? What is it? What's happening? Why aren't you moving? Fine, I'm not running away from responsibility. But as Elo had mentioned, let us work together. The way he had mentioned that, yes, it's an issue that we will work together, we will work together. But then a lot of members were intending to play politics with this particular short duration discussion and try to put the blame that we are not doing anything. For the last 47 years, for the sake of convenience, we would have meetings and maintain status quo for the border issue. Why can't you sit down and discuss and actually go through the names? I want to ask the members, if any of you can even get up and tell me all the 12 areas of differences without reading the paper, you won't be able to tell it because you don't know. You will leave the paper in front of you. But I know all the names of those areas. I even have gone down to the villages. I may not be able to name all the villages, but a large number of villages I know. I know that even detail this ethnicity of each of these villages, ethnicity of each of these things, because we have been studying this, working on this, talking to them. Sir, there is a very serious concern for our side that we would like to solve this issue. So this is the first government that has shown seriousness about the border issue, and we will move forward in this, sir, and we will try to find a solution. They blamed us saying that MRSSA not implemented it. So which government started the entry-exit point at Umling? Wasn't it this government that started the Umling entry-exit point and facilitation center? Wasn't it this government that has started and put down the different committees that were there, the task forces? Isn't it this government that has prepared an online system today that is going to be implemented for MRSSA? Sir, we are serious about it, and we have taken steps. Just 2 months, not even 2 months, 1 month back, I had a meeting with the police department and the NIC to go through the details of all the procedures of how MRSSA, we have decided to take up pilot projects. There'll be a software that's ready and everything will happen online.